not all at once.
Coach, can you talk about Danielle Hunter for the Vikings and just the impact that he has on
Yeah, look, I mean, I think he's a really, really good player. Size, length, athleticism, plays physical, good against the run, good against the pass. He's certainly a force that you have to reckon with, and we're well aware of where he's at on every play.
And he has a lot of tough stadiums in the league, obviously. But how tough would you say that place is?
Yeah, I think it's a tough environment. It's another dome stadium that always really has nowhere to go but in. I think it's an extremely loud environment, and I think in general, I think they've performed well at home. So obviously a tough environment, tough situation. We'll have to be on point to go in there and get a win.
Dennis, I think the Vikings said earlier today they expect Jefferson to be questionable for this game. Is that something you guys have just kind of been preparing for?
Yeah, look, we've talked about it throughout the week, and so we'll be prepared one way or the other of where he's at, and if he's up, obviously we have to be able to deal with him.
How much does a player like that kind of impact what an offense can do? Obviously, he's one of the.
Yeah, look, I mean, he's if not the best, one of the best receivers in our league, and so he certainly impacts the game in a lot of different areas. So, if he's up, that's certainly a boost to them, and it's just another weapon that we have to deal with.
Yeah, with just like a half a season to evaluate, just what if Joe Woods and Marcus Robertson added to?
Yeah, look, I mean, I think our secondary has played really well this year. I think both those guys have, detail oriented. They coach them hard, and they hold them accountable to, doing what they're supposed to do. And so, and I think all really good players, that's really what they want. They want structure, they want discipline, they want to be coached. And they want to be held accountable, and so I think those guys have done an outstanding job with secondary.
In the mid-season, but what have you just made of your rookie class so far this
Yeah,
year?
well, I mean, some ups and downs, like you would expect out of rookie players. Obviously, Kendre kind of been up, injured, playing, not playing. Foskey's injured right now, so that those are two players that haven't had a lot of opportunities, some of it due to injury. But look, I like the rookie class. I think those guys are going to continue to develop, and continue to get better. So, but we're 9 games into a 17-game season, so we still got a ways to go.
The guys who haven't received maybe as much playing time, does that kind of reflect maybe how deep you guys are at other positions, or just?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. I mean, I think there's certain positions that we've got more depth at, whether it be the secondary position. I think we're pretty deep there, particularly at the safety position. Receiver, I think we're pretty deep at the receiver position, so I think all those things play into account.
You get asked a lot about Josh Dobbs and the dude for a quarterback all week, but how does he differ from some of the other dudes that y'all face so far?
He's got a lot more experience than some of the guys that we've faced. So I think that'd be number one. Look, I think he's a talented player. I know he's really smart. I think he's a really good athlete back there. And yet he's able to operate the offense, from both in the pocket and outside the pocket. So he presents a lot of challenges for us.
I think that aerospace engineering got something to do with him being so smart.
Listen, I don't even know what aerospace engineering is. So, but yeah, look, I mean, to be able to, go into a situation where you're just meeting the rest of the team, don't even know who anybody is, and go in and on the road in a tough environment and go win a game. I think that speaks to his intelligence level and being able to operate the offense.
There's no rocket engineering classes in your PE degree?
No,
Yeah.
no.
It's been a while since we asked you about him. Is Payton Turner progressing okay in his?
Yeah, he's doing well in his rehab. Obviously we knew this was going to be an injury that was going to take some time. But yeah, he's progressing well.
Like maybe on track toward like.
Yeah, look, I think we'll see. I mean, it's hard for me to say right now, but I do think he's progressing well in the rehab.
When you're looking at shadowing versus playing sides with Debo and Marshawn, what are some of the advantages to playing sides as opposed to the other?
Well, I think probably the biggest thing is guys aren't running all over the place trying to find their matchup. I think that's one of the challenges that you get when you're playing a matchup game is, there's a lot of extra running that's involved in that, trying to find guys, especially when teams are going fast. So, I think that's one of the advantages of being able to play, right and left.
So one of the things, think about a quarterback joining a new team, getting to know the new guys. Like maybe it would take a while. How do you think that relationship is built out over 9 games with Derek and the rest of this offense?
Well, look, I think I've seen improvement out of our offense as we've gone along throughout the season. And so, I think I don't think we've reached what our potential is yet, and we're working every day to try to get there. And I think all of our guys have done a good job of continuing to work and just pay attention to the process.
You talked about Justin Jefferson already, but what about Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkins and their skill position players as well?
Yeah, look, I think they got really good skill position players. I think their receivers are fast. I think they do a good job of transitioning, getting in and out of breaks. They've got kind of some different types of receivers. Justin Jefferson's obviously a little bit of a bigger, longer receiver. They've got some a little bit smaller, shiftier receivers. Hawkinson, I think, is an exceptional tight end. I think he's really good in the passing game. I think he's a extremely tough matchup. So yeah, I think they got some good skill position players to get the ball to. All right, thanks.